This is Dr. Hobbolt, and I'm going to help you with this problem. It says, how many 3/4 are in 1? So before we get farther into this, I want to remind you, when we say how many 3/4 are in 1, that's kind of a division problem or a multiplication problem, depending on how we think about it. Here we're focusing on division. So it says, on your whiteboard or paper, write a multiplication equation and a division equation for the problem. So on your whiteboard or paper, go ahead, pause the video, see if you can come up with your own equations. So one equation you could write on your whiteboard is how many groups of, multiplication is of, how many groups of 3/4 are in 1. And another way to think about this using division would be if we have one whole and we break it into groups of 3/4, how many groups do we have? So these are the equations you need to have on your paper or whiteboard. Or if you have 3/4 times question mark equals 1, that's okay too. But the dividend is definitely 1 because that's our total. And 3/4 is going to be our divisor because that's the size of the group. And then the quotient question mark represents how many groups we would have. So next we need to draw a tape diagram for the problem and find the answer. So on your paper or whiteboard, go ahead, draw a tape diagram. It doesn't need to be too long since our whole just represents 1. So we draw a nice brace to represent 1 on our tape diagram. Now break your tape diagram into half and then break each half in half so that we have fourths. So we want 4 parts total. Why did we do that? Because we want to look at how many groups of 3/4 are in 1. So first, let's shade in one group of 3/4. So again, we do this because this is 1/4, this is 1/4, this is 1/4. So right here, we have one group of 3/4. So we can kind of shade that in. If you're on your paper, you can lightly shade it in. If you're working on your whiteboard, you don't need to worry about shading too much. But that brace will be another way for you to indicate that that's one group of 3/4. And then what do we have right here? That one block left over. Well, if we need 3 of these blocks to make one group of 3/4, and we only have 1 out of 3, then what part of a group of 3/4 do we have? We have 1/3 group of 3/4. So what is 1 divided by 3/4? That would be 1 and 1/3. So make sure you upload a picture of your paper where you have your equations in your tape diagram. You'd be able to click this button right here and go to upload or take a picture. You can take a picture straight from Desmos, so if the camera's not working, that's fine. And then you would enter your answer here that it's 1 and 1/3. Alright, so thanks for working this problem with me, and I hope it'll help you be successful.